Hello there, and welcome to another episode of The Militia. I am your host, Malik Shabazz Sullivan, and Happy New Year, Happy 2019 to you. I'm so glad you decided to come on and see about me on tonight. But tonight, we have an amazing show for you. We have special guests, the one and only Isaiah Thomas is here and is live and is with us on tonight. And not only we have a special interview with him, but we also have a special live performance and much, much more. We have a full house on tonight, but I'm glad that he is to kick us off in 2019. Woo. But just as we get in with Isaiah on tonight, we're going to talk about one interesting hot topic that is buzzing 2019 already. There we go. Just so you know, we're on live, but I'm working with thing on tonight, a little clicker. My producer normally does it.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, hot topics. Kevin Hart.
With the Oscars, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what, Isaiah, since you're already on, let's talk about Kevin Hart. That he's our hot topic for tonight. And he has said some stuff that wasn't really pleasing. Right. So going into it, Kevin Hart has dominated 2019 already for the wrong reasons, though. Series of homophobic tweets that he has sent out in the late aughts. His initial refusal to apologize for them resulted in the comedian stepping down to host the 2019 Oscars and made substantive statements and adding fuel to the flame. But here is something that caught everybody's attention. Now, this is back in 2010 when he did this. Yeah. And basically, the statement was, one of my biggest fears is my son growing up and being gay. That's a fear. Keep in mind, I'm not a homophobic, but being happy, do what you do. Now, this is Kevin saying, me being a heterosexual male, if I can't prevent my son from being gay, I will. He said during a 2010 movie, Seriously Funny, before going into a skit about times when Hendrix may have exemplified homosexual tendencies, to which he would respond to his son. Now remember, December 4th, 2018, Kevin Hart was announced to host the Oscars, and December the 6th, this thing has went viral. I mean, to the point where a lot of backlash, a whole lot of misunderstandings. So Kevin has initially stated this on December the 7th. He said, I'm stepping down from hosting this gig. I apologize if I had said anything to hurt anybody's feelings. My goal in life is to be a comedian and to continue what I do. Much love and appreciation to the Academy. I hope we can meet again. Well, in closing of that, Kevin Hart, you keep doing your thing, and you know, Isaiah, as I was saying to a friend of mine, and comedians are going to make you laugh. They're going to say some things that's going to, you know, get under people's skin and stuff. They're not for everybody, but, you know, to each his own.
Right.
But it's time, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Isaiah Thomas is here. He's kicking us off in 2019. And just before we go into this interview on tonight, I want you to read his bio. And normally what the Kojic Church would say, read it when you get home. Let's get straight into it. But I'm going to read his full bio on tonight. Minister Isaiah D. Thomas, noted veteran producer, songwriter, vocalist, and minister of the gospel. Isaiah D. Thomas began to embark upon what is now a successful career in the ministry of music at the age of 10 years old. The songs penned by Minister Thomas are remarkable, musically structured, scripturally based, breathtaking, soul-stirring, and inspiring. His music is easily identifiable with the present day and the challenges of obstacles of life. With over 30 years of experience, Minister Thomas has made a quiet mark and earned a impeccable reputation as a songwriter, producer, and a vocalist in the gospel industry. Many, many doors has opened for Minister Thomas' work with artists such as Grammy Award winner Gladys Knight, Stellar Award winner Dottie Peebles, the Williams brothers, Byron Cage, Bishop Michael V. Kelsey Sr., the New Samaritan Mass Choir. Minister Isaiah has produced, wrote, and performed with legendary Dorothy Norwood. International recording artist Donald Malloy. Also, Baltimore, or DMV's own Eric Waddell and the Abundant Life Singers, Chester Burke and Company, and even has went on to my man, Bobby Jones, the one and only. In January 2007, as a distinguished songwriter, Isaiah Thomas captured the hearts of the gospel industry and proudly accepted his first Stella Award Song of the Year, I Will Bless the Lord, recorded by Byron Cage. In January 2008, Isaiah D. Thomas and his group, Elements of Praise, won the Stella Award for Contemporary Choir of the Year, and in April of 2008, Thomas shared the stage with likes of Aaron Schuss and the Jars of Clay as he received the prestigious award, BMI Christian Award for the most played gospel artist, I Will Bless the Lord, in 2007. Isaiah Thomas Stella Award win and the BMI Christian Award win was a true blessing after a year of trials and tribulations. He gives God credit for saving him from a near fatal car accident that he was miracle able to walk from the minor injuries. To add to the list of accomplishments, Isaiah Thomas received an award for CD of the Year, Song of the Year for the DMV Awards. In March 2018, he performed his new single, Still Here, for the 33rd Annual Stella Award Gospel Awards. Minister Thomas has served as a national and regional minister of music of the Progressive National Baptist Church Association for 3 years. He currently serves as the minister of music for Scripture Cathedral Ministries in Capitol Heights, Maryland, where Pastor Darnell Long is the pastor. Also, Minister Isaiah Thomas is the CEO of his own music consulting companies, Goodfellas Music Group, LLC, and IDT Music Group, which provides music as well as production services to different ministries throughout music. After being the producer, songwriter, vocalist, performer, and the minister of gospel, he is proud to come home and be hubby to evangelist Natalie, pop to his 4 boys, Isaiah II, Candace, Gabriel, Shonda, Michael, and Kendall, and grandpa to his 2 grandchildren, Isaiah III and Gabriel Jr. All right.
Wow, that was long.
Well, it's interview time. But Isaiah, you have an amazing life, my brother. But let's get started with our first question. And look at that picture right there. That right there, you got to start somewhere. Yeah. So, Isaiah, the first question I want to ask you on tonight is, let's just say this. Who is Isaiah D. Thomas? Let's talk about childhood and your upbringing.
Sure. Well, I grew up in Washington, D.C. I'm a Washington Redskins fan to the heart.
Now, hold up. I was born in Washington, D.C. I'm 27, and I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh, man.
So
I'll pray for you.
Yeah. So I want to get that out there. But go ahead.
We'll keep you lifted, man.
All right, and I'm going to keep y'all lifted.
Yeah. But born and raised in D.C., my dad was a preacher and evangelist in the Bible Way Church. So I was born and raised in Bible Way.
New Jersey Avenue.
New Jersey Avenue, 1100 New Jersey Avenue. That's right, under Apostle Smallwoody Williams. And I grew up as a young boy playing the drums. And also, my dad was sent to another Bible Way church in Northwest Washington called Friendship, which pastors by Pastor Zenobia Davis, which is Bishop Bonnie Hunter's father. And
Bishop Bonnie Hunter, she's a first female bishop.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Well, her father started a Bible Way church in Northwest years ago. My dad was sent to be the assistant pastor.
Okay.
And so a lot of my years I grew up there, and I was playing the drums. But a lot of times playing the drums, we didn't have no keyboard player.
Okay.
So I got tired of playing the drums with no other music. So I started dabbling on the piano and the organ, and I had people in my life like Mother Davis and the late Mother Davis and some others who, James Davis, who taught me chords and taught me progressions. And so slowly but surely, I started picking up the keyboard. And then by the time I went back to Bible Way, as a young teenager, I could play the organ. And then I started, I cultivated the concept of harmony. And so at a young age, I was teaching the choir songs. I was in the 1016 choir, and then later on started playing for the Smallwoody Williams Chorale, started traveling. And so I got all of my early start was in the Bible Way Church, absolutely. Then, still as a teenager, I went over to, my dad let me play for a church called Kirkland Memorial Church of God in Christ.
Kirkland Memorial Church of God in Christ, and that was under the late Bishop Lorenzo.
No, this is Superintendent
Isaac Sams. There we go.
Superintendent Sams.
Okay.
He was a good man, and being over there, I was exposed to great musicians like now Bishop Pastor Robert Duche.
Amen.
Vincent Johnson, Victor Johnson's brother, played organ, the late Vincent. I was exposed to some of the greatest talent DC has to offer, to the point where it changed my whole style of playing, being around them guys, Ricky Payton and James Meredith. I will never
Well,
ever
you know,
forget.
Uncle James Meredith, Kelsey, Temple Church of God
That's
in
right.
Christ.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes,
I
indeed.
was, as a young teenager, I would just go up to the church. This when Aaron and Tim Steele were babies.
Oh, yeah.
And I would just sit behind James Meredith, and I was playing for the young people up there under his sister Barbara Meredith. Was over the youth at the time, and I would go there and play and learn, and I was like a sponge. Then I had people like Minister Steve Lawrence, who would come up the Bible Way and teach me chords. I mean, I've just been blessed to be around some of the best musicians that the city and area could offer, and I learned very quickly because of that.
Okay.
And so growing up in D.C. and going to the musicals and learning different things, and then Steve Lawrence and Friends had a group that came out that really impacted this area. Also the Steele family, Johnny Steele, who you previously had as a guest. Those people impacted me, and they inspired me to actually want to do the music thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, as we were scrolling through pictures, as we see right here, you,
Yes.
yeah, at you doing your thing in ministry.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's at Bishop Kevin Gresham's church, Upper Marlboro, where we recorded the greatest album live. That's the greatest.
The greatest album live.
Said He Will Be With Me, the greatest. I Will Bless the Lord, the remix. Speak Life, all those songs. Psalms 23, all those songs. That whole live record was recorded there. We had a blast.
Well, we're going to talk more about, definitely we in for a treat on tonight, because Isaiah going to be singing and with us, and he also got Elements of Praises in the healing, so they in here. Let's talk about this picture. When I saw this picture, I was like, this is powerful. This is you and your father.
That's right. Where it all
and,
began.
You know, that's you and Dad, Bible Way. And
yeah, that's where it all started. That was at the release of The Greatest. No. I think that was at my very first album was Running for Jesus, the original Running for Jesus. And I think that was the release at Bible Way. I had to ask my dad to come up. Anybody know my dad, if you ask him to pray, he going to pray, sing, exhort, edify, lift an offering. So I gave him, once I give him the mic, he just goes in.
He goes in.
Yeah.
Well, here's another picture. Let's talk about that picture, because when I saw that, so that is your grandfather.
That's right.
Your dad and you, 3 generations.
That's right.
So let's just talk about what was that picture taken, and go ahead.
They actually, Apostle Silvers, the late Apostle Silvers now, we call him affectionately Granddaddy, but he actually had a lot to do with me in music as well, because he would get it. He had an old guitar, a little acoustic guitar. He would sit on top of the the dining room closet, and when he get happy, he would pull that guitar down, and he would just be singing hymns and playing. And I was like, Granddad, teach me how to play that guitar, man. And he was doing little chords, but it actually stuck with me. And even to this day, I can remember so many nights where he would just be playing and singing, and me, and of course the pastor now, by the way, Bishop Demery, that was his grandson. We would just be sitting in a chair listening to him play and sing, and just great fond memories of being raised and coming up in that home with Apostle Silvers and Mother Silvers. It was a major impact in my life musically. So those two guys right there, my dad and Grandpa Apostle Silvers, they impacted me first in the ministry of music, both of them.
That's awesome. Well, since we on the family path, well, that's another picture of Dad.
Yes, that's at the greatest recording.
If you don't mind sharing, Dad has went on to go home with Jesus. Do you, what age and what year and stuff has he went on?
Well, this is in 2018, April, a couple of days before his birthday. God called him home, and my dad was 84. He was 84 years old. Oh, he would have been 84. Let me say that. And my dad was he was everything to me, man.
I know y'all was close.
We were very close. We would talk every day, and you don't have enough time in this show for me to tell you how much he means to me, but he is truly missed. And there's not a day that go by that I don't think about something he would tell me, or some type of advice, because he was always giving me advice, always telling me to do the right thing and stay humble, son. God will bless you. And a day doesn't go by that I don't hear his voice. And I truly know for a fact that I would not be doing what I'm doing today if it had not been for him pushing me and encouraging me. And when I was playing all the wrong chords, he was telling me, "You're doing a great job, and keep up the good work." And so he's the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're still on family now. Isaiah, I want to talk about this beautiful lady.
First Lady Neil.
I have gotten a phone call because I've been knowing you for the past 4 or 5 years, but one of my sisters, Kavita Brooks,
yes,
she called me and told me, Malik, I gotta you been on Facebook today? Been on Facebook? I said, no. What's going on? Well, Isaiah, his wife passed. I said, no, that can't be. So I want to take this time to talk about this beautiful soul that has transitioned on. So tell us about her, and
Absolutely. Well, first of all, she was the biggest supporter, and gave her all to Elements of Praise. The members of Elements of Praise, they know what I'm talking about. Back in the seed, when it was just a seed, before we cut any records, before we was asked to do anything, she was there pushing the group and promoting and doing whatever that was needed. And so even this recent Stellar Award nomination really has to be a tribute to her and her dedication and her faithfulness and her just putting her all into anything that I wanted to do. Anything, if I said God's told me to do it, she was behind it 100%. And so it was a sad loss, tragic. It was spare a moment, like we didn't know what was going to happen. And I just thank God for the time that we did have here on earth. And I know she's in heaven looking down now. And of course, she's given me 3 beautiful boys, Isaiah II, Gabriel, and Michael, and 2 of them are married with children.
That's awesome.
And they gave me 2 grandkids, two grandbabies, and I just thank God for her legacy. Thank God for her life, And I can truly say that if it was not for her, it would be no Elements of Praise.
That's awesome. Well, you know what? I will say this. As God opens one door, he can open another.
Yeah.
So we're going to transition on to this. And I'm sure, is she in our studio right now?
Yes, she is, in the flesh.
Oh.
There she go, in the flesh.
There she go.
In
Well,
the flesh.
well, let's give her a hand. Let's give her a hand.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
well, Isaiah, let's talk about, well, like I said, let's talk about, how can I say it?
Can I say this? Can I say this about her?
Go ahead.
I want to say this. You know, if I didn't know any better, I would think that her and Lana was kin. Because where Lana left off, and I mean this, she has just taken the ball and ran to even new levels as it pertains to the group, as it pertains to the management side of things, administrating. God has gifted her. She is a campus director at Strayer University.
Wow.
And so she's a very, very intelligent woman. She's bright. And she make good money, too.
Come on. Oh,
But,
well, as I'm looking in the audience, she giving us some shoe cam. So we gonna.
Oh, by the way, she's Kojic, so you know y'all are like-minded. Yeah.
Oh, shucks.
She's born and raised church, gone crazy. I'm praying for y'all. I'll be praying.
Oh, I think I met me a new best friend. Well, going on to that, here's another picture of you all. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's real nice. That's another picture we want to bring up. And that saves the best for last. How was the wedding though? How was the wedding?
The wedding was amazing. God blessed us. We got married at the 3 p.m. church. Pastor and co-pastor Randy and Grace Span, Church of God in Christ.
Randy and that's Baltimore. That's Baltimore, ain't it?
Glen Burnie.
Okay.
Yeah. And they married us and they counseled with us and just kind of covered us. And
so you know Brenda Span.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Brenda. Oh,
I'm in the right place, Jesus. I'm in the right place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's good though, all in family.
Yeah.
Well, Isaiah, we 5 minutes into our show, but we're gonna now that we talked about the childhood, we talked about the marriage, so let's talk about celebrities real fast.
Yeah,
and,
let's do it.
Look at that. Well.
The man.
Me and Isaiah took that picture at Camp Springs, 2016.
That was Chester Burke's
Yeah.
release, I believe.
I don't know what.
Wasn't that Pastor Twyman Church, I believe?
I don't know.
Oh no, was that the Citywide Revival?
Yeah.
That was the Citywide Revival. I'm sorry. Because we also took pictures. At Chester Burke's thing.
Chester Burke thing.
Yeah.
Well, but that right there, that's a money shot right there.
It is. It really is.
But Isaiah, that's my friend and brother, so that's the first one. And let's talk about you and the bishop. You and Bishop Hezekiah Walker.
Yes, my friend and my brother.
Come on now, let's give him a hand.
We got some members. We got some Bishop Hezekiah Walker, some overseers over here.
Come on now. So let's talk about you and Bishop Hezekiah Walker.
Absolutely.
How was y'all related?
Well, I'm going to tell you what's funny. First of all, I've been knowing Bishop forever, even back when we was in Dale Talbot from Bible Way, when he got married. We were both groomsmen back in the 90s before Bishop blew up. And so he was always been someone that I admired, always been someone that always showed leadership. He was always a leader, natural born. And interesting about Bishop was Bishop was coming to D.C. to do he had to sing at a radio gathering. All of the radio, I believe this was a Radio 1 event, and everybody was there, all of the bigwigs, the executives there. And he says, Isaiah, I need you to put some singers together for me. And I'm just going to do 2 songs. And I said, Bishop, whatever you need, man. And so I called Chester Burke.
Okay.
I called Chester, and then I got some of my group. So Erica Parker, she came out, and I had half of my group. And half of Chester's. Couple folks from New Mob, Earl Machete.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, speaking of Earl Machete, we got a picture of you all.
That's a great right there.
You and Richard Smallwood, the one and only. Well, we just gonna scroll through, with time, and
Byron Cage. That's
Byron Cage.
Yeah, he the one brought the song to life. I will bless the Lord.
I will bless. That's my. I love that song too.
Yeah, that's the night that's winning that
Stellar Awards.
'07. Yeah.
And we got another one. You and J.J. Harrison and Stephen.
That's the most recent. We just did this Black History thing last year. That came on television. I don't remember the day, but it was J.J. Harrison and Stephen Hurd, my good friend, and some others, and we all did this Black History thing. It was awesome. It was phenomenal, and we had a great time. But getting back to Bishop Hezekiah Walker, I want to say this before we get out there.
Okay.
But I put some background singers together for him, and when he came, him and Sean came to D.C., and I saw him in the hotel, ran up and greeted him. Hey, Bishop, how you doing, man? He said, Doc, I need you to write a song like that for me. That's Still Here record. I like that. So people say it all the time. I didn't pay it no mind. And so we went on, and then he went on and he performed, and he did Better, and he did Every Praise, and the people was crazy. I mean, the people went crazy. And after the song, he says, Isaiah, come here. He took me to meet the executives of Radio 1. And at this time, my single had just came out. And he told them executive, he said, listen, this is my man, Isaiah Thomas. He's from right here from D.C. You need to get his record. You need to play the record. So the guy said, well, you got the record on you? And I was like, I got my phone. He was like, play it. I played Still Here from my cell phone to the executive vice president of Radio 1. It was crazy. Make a long story short, Bishop Hezekiah Walker is the reason why. It has a lot to do with why that record went all over the nation and took the nation by storm. It was Bishop Hezekiah Walker.
Bishop Hezekiah Walker. Well, we are 1 minute into our show, but Isaiah, for part 2, we're going to continue on. And not only that, we're going to have a special live performance from Isaiah D. Thomas and Elements of Praise on this show on tonight. I can't wait for that. So we are expecting more. But Isaiah, I appreciate you for coming on, my friend and my brother.
Congratulations.
Oh, I thank God for it.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Doc. You keep doing what you're doing.
I received that.
Yes, sir.
I definitely received
yes, sir.
that.
Congratulations, man.
Well, come back for part 2 with Isaiah Thomas. Next, we'll continue with a little further interview, videos.
Elements of Praise.
Elements of Praise is here for part 2. They're coming up. I'm your host, Malik D. Shabazz Sullivan. Come back for part 2 with Isaiah D. Thomas.